All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Live with RYE. I'm your host, RYE, and thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to thank you all for your continued love and support. It means the world to me, and the outpouring of love that I have received for starting the show just means the world to me. So I can't thank you enough. Before we begin, though, I do have a favor to ask of you. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel below. Not only will you be able to see all of my episodes when I go live, but you're also helping me out as well. And if you're watching on Facebook, give me a thumbs up and like that Facebook page. I'd appreciate that. Follow me across social media. I'd love to hear from you. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RYE the News Guy. Let's continue the conversation. So follow me on social media at RYE the News Guy. And lastly, follow me. You'll see my website scrolling across the bottom of the screen, ryeTheNewsGuy.com. Head over there to rewatch all episodes of Live with RYE and to see all of my exclusive news, reviews, interviews, and the launch of my new production company, RYE Productions. You'll also see my Venmo handle at the bottom of the screen as well. If you are so inclined, please feel free to support Live with RYE and ryeTheNewsGuy.com. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you. And now, please help me welcome my two very special guests. I'm so excited to talk with both of these people. Help me welcome Tim Sebastian and Sammy Lopez. Welcome to Live with RYE. Hi, Tim. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, RYE.
Hello. Hello. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. Well, my pleasure.
A great way to end the week, right?
Yes, a great way to end the week. TGIF. I'll tell you, it makes Friday a lot better.
Exactly.
Makes it a lot better. So let's begin. So tell me, where did the idea for 10 Glow come from?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, Sammy.
Well, first off, for those that don't know, 10glow.com is a new social media network platform that Tim and I are just so grateful to be a part of. Think of it as like a Netflix, LinkedIn meets YouTube type of platform for artists to kind of break through what we see as the gatekeepers in the industry and allow them to upload their material and kind of create a digital hub while we're all stuck in quarantine during this time. But I guess 10Glow started really from just brainstorming the question, like, what can we do to help amplify artists and their work while we are in quarantine? And I think, you know, over the last few months, like that question has been the root of what 10Glow is about.
Yeah, wow, that's super important. One of the fascinating things about 10Glow is that, you know, artists can go on and submit. Can you tell me about that process? How can artists submit their work? What is that process like for them to get on the site?
Yeah, it's super simple. It's similar to uploading like a YouTube video. And so basically, all you have to do is create an account, super simple, and then take a video, upload it, and we have a section for title, description, and then we've recently just added hashtags, which is really exciting for us. And so it works very similar to YouTube, and it's pretty simple at that point, and just share the link afterwards and you're in business.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah, and something that we just added for composers is the opportunity to add a link to purchase your sheet music. So that can give writers the chance to not only have singers sing their works, but also you know, help drive some traction to their page to support them throughout this tough time in the business.
Yeah, definitely. Now, do people have to visit 10Glow to see the work, or can artists share their work and link it back to 10Glow? If you're if you're a producer or you're casting or you're looking for new talent or you're looking for a writer, do you have to specifically go to 10Glow? Can the artist post their link to their website and link it back? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. It works. Basically, you can post it on Facebook, Twitter.
Okay.
Obviously, Instagram doesn't really allow for links, but you can post it anywhere. And then the other way you can get stuff from us is through our newsletter, which we send out every Monday with new exciting things on the website. Of course, browsing the website, and then obviously following our social channels, which are at 10Glow TV. I'll give us a little plug right there. And so that's and so basically it's as simple as that.
Okay, that's great. And what do you hope that artists get from 10 Glow, from this site?
Well, personally, I feel that it's been such a intense pivot the past 7 months that we've been in this quarantine, and with the shutdown of Broadway. I feel like this is just an opportunity for performers to connect in some capacity, and all we can lean to right now is the digital space. And I've been working in social media, specifically on Broadway, for about the last 9 years, and I've always felt that what we do on Broadway in the digital space has been a little bit behind other areas in the entertainment industry. And so I feel like now we're finally seeing, people embrace what the power of digital is.
Yes.
And looking at the regional theaters across the country who are now starting their own streaming platforms, looking at all these Broadway performers that are being open to doing live streams on Instagram, and, the creation of this, this show itself. I think we're allowing ourselves to step into that unknown space in the digital world. And I feel like artists will, hopefully see 10 Glow as a part of that solution to help amplify, the stuff that they want to say. And even right now, Tim and I are working on a campaign, a Get Out the Vote campaign. So, trying to tie in how the arts can fit within what's happening in the national level, and how we can use our art as artivism, is what we like to say. And how, just thinking of all the different ways how artists can use their voice and, kind of bring change to the world when we're not able to be physically together.
Love that. That's so important. And you mentioned gatekeepers. How important is it for artists to have their work without gatekeepers? And how do we, I feel personally this should be the new medium going forward, not to insert my own opinion, but I feel you probably also feel that as well. How do we keep that going forward so that the gatekeepers that used to be there, now aren't, or it's more accessible?
Yeah, Tim, you wanna?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, our hope is obviously, right, we're in a place right now where it's hard to have auditions,
Yes.
and it's hard to see new musicals. But our hope is that 10 Glow can continue to grow as a platform. And so you can be anywhere in the world, right? So right now, if you're going to be in an audition in New York, you have to be very central to New York, or travel in, or have those means. And so what's great about 10 Glow is we have people from all over the world, with all different backgrounds, uploading. And so we, as the gatekeepers, basically get access to more talent. So we're hoping to kind of expand it in that capacity, and give access to artists who may not be local to New York or London or another place.
I love that.
I feel like the word access to me is like so important and at the root of what we want to create with 10 Glow. Like, how do we give people access to discover new talent, and also put out your work in a streamlined way that kind of cuts the noise of social media? And there's just so much going on the social media platforms right now. So I feel like 10 Glow as a breath of fresh air, because you're kind of able to really hone in on the art, and you're able to discover the people that you want to watch. And we're constantly working with industry members and asking for their feedback and opinions of how 10 Glow can fit into their workflow. So for those gatekeepers that you're talking about, we want to work with them. We don't necessarily want to try to bypass in any capacity, because that just doesn't really accomplish what we want to do. We want to be able to have 10 Glow as a tool for the casting process, or a tool for, when we can't do in-person readings right now, how can 10 Glow support a new writer who wants to amplify their work? And so I think that's another element of, like, we are constantly changing the site every day, essentially.
Right. Oh, that's great. I love that. Now, how do artists thrive on 10 Glow? Do you promote them? I know sometimes there's some of these sites you need like a certain amount of views to stay relevant, or you need views to be seen. How does the artist thrive? Can anyone go on and search for them? Do views matter?
I mean, we specifically curate a newsletter that goes out every week that highlights 5 videos that are either the most viewed or that were recently uploaded, or we're trying all angles to help support the artists. And we just started a challenge and a specific partnership with Eisenberg Beans Casting. And so that's another way of like utilizing strategic partnerships to then give artists the platform to showcase their work to these people that we're partnering with.
And does that, I was going to say, you mentioned Eisenberg Beans Casting. Can you tell me about the hashtag 10Glow challenge? I know that they were, is that part of the partnership with them, or is that a separate? I saw that on your website.
Yeah, Tim, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So basically, once a month, we're prompting our users to basically. So I guess in September, our prompt was the Empower Power Ballad Challenge, and then we have users upload that. We announced it on Monday, and then on Friday was the deadline. And this month, what we've done is we've actually also partnered with one of our composing teams, Dean and Brush, and so we're asking performers to pick from their catalog. And then upload a song that they enjoyed and that they performed. And then Eisenberg Beans Casting will pick some of their favorites and we'll highlight them on the website, in our e-blast, and then on our social channels. And so the idea here is to obviously get performers in front of those gatekeepers and like really, inspire something.
Yeah, that's important. How do we continue to, how can the industry make art more accessible? How can we make the gatekeepers sort of in the industry change a bit so it's accessible for people to have access to work as we go forward in this sort of unknown realm of art?
Yeah, I mean, I go back to the like simple moment of improv where it's like you have to go yes and I feel like we just all need to be open-minded and willing to change and adapt our processes, because clearly it's not going to be the same anymore, and it's not going to be the same anymore for a while. So, I think it's that element of just acceptance and being willing to adapt.
That's super important. And I forget if you mentioned this with 10Glow, that's completely free, correct? Is there any membership cost involved, or?
No membership cost to join, and no membership costs or account needed to view. So we try to make it as accessible as possible. Like I said, pretty much if you have Wi-Fi and a device to record, you're in good shape.
Oh, good. And is this just for new and emerging artists, or can any artist upload to this, whether they have credits or not? Are you focused more on all artists, or just new and emerging ones?
We are open for all artists to be on this site. Mostly because like we want people to be able to connect. We would love it if people at the highest level were able to watch people that are emerging or just coming out of their musical theater colleges and weren't able to showcase, and they're able to lift each other up. And I always like to say the term like amplify artists' work, and that is like our goal is like, how do we give the tools so artists can amplify other artists' work? Because I think at the end of the day, when we all support each other, ultimately we all rise together.
Yes, we do. What's been the best experience for you in creating 10Glow for both of you? What have you found to be the sort of the best and rewarding experience?
I think for me, it was starting with a concept, and aside from that, we had nothing. And watching it grow, like we've really, obviously we're all theater makers, and our experience is in like live performance for the most part. And I think we've turned into web developers and people who work at a startup now, and just being able to see that grow. We've tried a lot of different methods that haven't worked, or we've had to refine. And so we spent a lot of time over the summer actually refining the website. And we tested a couple off-the-shelf solutions initially, and ultimately ended up building our own custom product because we couldn't find something that worked to be able to take in all the user-generated content that we're asking for. So I think for me, it's been being able to watch the website grow and see where it ends up getting, as a product and as a brand.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and for me, I think that 10 Glow has brought some new friendships and collaborations and relationships that you don't expect. Like, I didn't know Tim before quarantine, and it's there's other team members that we've always wanted to work together, but we never had the opportunity to, or and that goes beyond the specific team working on the website, but it's the artists and participants that are uploading to the site. It's like, I feel like I've uncovered a well of the fiercest talent in the like digital universe, and I feel like that's what it's about. And so I grew up like going down YouTube holes, like loving, like discovering every musical theater like showcase or like videos that were put on YouTube. Like, and I feel like this in a way is like way more streamlined in terms of like, oh, like I'm not gonna get like that cat video like stuck in the middle of the algorithm. Like, this is gonna be purely like musical theater, singing, acting, dancing. And there's also like fitness opportunities if like there are performers who do they're instructors on the side, or they're passionate about yoga. Like, there's an opportunity to also put that type of content on this site too.
Wow, that's incredible. I am just and when I first heard about this, I'm still just blown away that A, that there already wasn't something out there, but B, that you created something because there was this, void that we needed. And I hope all artists out there see this and go to 10 Glow and put their work up there, because this is just incredible what you are doing. And I think, and I'd love your take, but it seems that right now that art and everything is sort of shifting and entertainment into sort of this online digital platform, especially obviously after the news today with the announcement of the shutdown continued through the end of May. Online seems like where right now art is going to really thrive.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes in theater we think very our thinking is very narrow-minded in terms of we need to sell X number of tickets to fill X number of seats, which will then return X number of dollars, and we're a weekly business. And so now I think with that taken away from us, we have no choice but to turn to digital and think about, not only how we can create digital opportunities, but also how do you, how do we create the same type of value as a live performance in digital? And I don't think it's possible to really get the same like live feeling that you have like sitting, in the third row of the orchestra in a Broadway theater. Like, there's no other feeling like that. But I'm excited that people are just willing to try and find what that feeling is in other ways. And there's so many new types of digital experiences coming out, or like how the drive-through is like back and like it's like that's the type of stuff that I feel like will ultimately make art better when we are able to gather in theaters again, because we're challenging our brains to keep the art alive,
Yes, and I feel like it's bringing everyone together too as a community. I feel like we'll be really stronger than ever as well because of all of this too. And hopefully it does lead to a solution to continue to be able to do both live and sort of stream art and sort of incorporate both, as you said, sort of a new business plan in that sense.
Totally.
So, and finishing up, what advice do you both have for artists who are starting out? Maybe they're scared to post content, they've never done it before. What advice do you have for them?
It's a good question. I would say just do it, right? Like, it's the platform's there for you, and we built it for you to get your work out in front of people. And so I would say take the leap. Like, now's the time, right?
Yes.
And that's like we have discussed. Like, it's very challenging. We're not doing things in the room right now, and so like take advantage of this while it's here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of going off of that, I just feel like as artists in general, we always have something to say. And the way that we express that is through our art, and in whatever like capacity that we are in the arts, or what draws us to the arts, you know. I think that allowing ourselves to surrender and just say yes, and voicing what we want to say, and utilizing 10 Glow as a platform to both you know, express what you want to say as an artist, but also discover someone new. I think that's something that I would love an emerging artist to think about is, you know, once you're able to step beyond the comfortability of, you know, the power of, you know, uploading something to a website. To me, it feels very like anxiety driven, but
Yeah.
once you do it and you're able to realize that what you have to say actually does connect with other people, I think that's the power of it all. And so I say, do it.
Yes, I agree with you all. Do it. And once you do it, it feels great and you will want to keep doing it. So, well, thank you to you both so much. Be sure to follow 10 Glow TV across social media, and visit their website, 10glow.com. This is just an incredible platform you both have created. And thank you for taking the time to talk with me today.
Yes, thank you.